Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. In this episode, we'll be looking at our 2007 season data disc, which will probably be released later this week on ASCGames.com. What we'll do first, take a look at the horses and then the jockeys available. Then we'll look through some of the races, and then after we looked over the data system, we'll then go and run the Triple Crown schedule. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our reports and see what horses are included. Okay, you see there's 153 horses in the set, uh, and in this listing they're labeled in alphabetical order, A to Z. Of course, since this is the video, you can always pause it and take a look at uh, a particular horse or two that you may be interesting from the 2007 season. So now we'll take a look at the ratings, and that's the main emphasis of the game. And we'll go ahead and take a look at let's do the ages. Do the 2-year-olds. And you see we've rated 42-year-olds in the set. And we can sort by the dirt rating. You see Warpath is the best dirt colt, and then Indian Blessing is the best dirt filly. And we can also sort it by turf rating, and you'll see the Warpath also is the best turf rating because there doesn't. Okay. Now also has an 87. So you can see now is actually a turf horse. Uh, Warpath isn't really a turf horse. They just happen to have a, a higher dirt rating that gives them a good turf rating anyway, even if they have not run a turf race. And then Indian Blessing again is the high turf filly, but then again, here's the high dirt one, so you have to go down, take a look at Country Star, and that's the highest turf rating for the fillies. Okay, so then we'll take a quick look at the 3-year-olds. Well, let's do 4 and up. And you'll see we have 53 horses here. And then we can take a look at the dirt rating. You see Ginger Punch, Philly is the highest dirt, and then Midnight Blue, and then Corazon. Lawyer Ron, and see here there's a few. English Channel, which is a 5-year-old. Lava Man's a 6-year-old, so very few. Lava Man, I believe, is in another set or so. AP Arrow, that's an AP Indie offspring. 83. And we have a 7-year-old here in Cloud Night. And then we have a really one, the Tin Man, 9 years old. And Better Talk Now, 8-year-old. Again, we could sort it by name. We wanted to go through that list. And the turf rating. Let's go ahead and do that. And you see English Channel is the best turf horse. The 91, we have an 89 and kept the ball for the Colts. And then Serenade is the best filly at 88. Also have another filly 88, and that's La Hoodoo. There's the older horses, and of course the 3-year-olds is the one that most of our users are interested in any particular season. Take a look at the 3-year-olds. And you'll see Curlin at the top at 95, then Street Scent and Hearts Fun, Colt, and then Dream Rush and Rag to Riches are the top fillies. Now you also know interesting thing here about Rags to Riches. She actually won the Belmont Stakes, and from my research, she was the first one to win the Belmont Stakes in over 100 years in 2007. So that's quite an achievement there. And so we do the turf rating. The same issue happens with curling. With his really good dirt rating, the turf rating hasn't dropped a whole lot. It happens to be better than any turf course in the set, other than Excellent Art of Great Britain. His Colt's an 89. Miss Lindsay's an 89 filly. And then you have a few 86s, mostly Colts. There is one filly there, and a Winsky. Let's go back to the dirt rating here. Curling won the Preakness. Rags to Riches won the Belmont. And Street Sense won the Kentucky Derby. So none of the horses were able to win 2 legs of the Triple Crown. There is another interesting horse. Oh yes, Hearts Fun. Hearts Fun and Curling are the only horses that ran in all 3 of the Triple Crown races in 2007. Let's put it by name. Somebody I wanted. Idiot Pooh. And you just go down here and see if you happen to recognize any horses that may be favorites back then in 2007. Okay, then we can just do all the ages. And I can take a quick look through them here and see if I see anybody else. There's a cute naming Grasshopper. Oh, yeah, Into Mitchell is a 2-year-old horse, but if you look into the later 2000s, like 2020, and so you find out Into Mitchell became a very, very good breeding horse when he retired. See, he's rated an 86 on dirt in his 2-year-old season, and I'm sure he's rated in the 2008 season too. I'm not sure if he ran as a 4-year-old or not. Uh, yeah, there's a highlight and a stat that this is Into Mitchell did become a very good uh, breeding horse. And in horse terms, a very good style. And you can see if you look in here, you'll see the sire here. And you can sort that too. And look, and there's APSC with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offspring in this. So it's but look at this sort of humor. That's kind of interesting to look at because it would be kind of cool to get all of them into a race all together. The only one that probably couldn't run was Z Human, which is probably a 2-year-old. But that is interesting when you can sort by the sire and see how many horses from a particular offspring from a particular horse. There's 4 from Smart Stud. And there's 2 now with 4. That's pretty interesting. And then you can always do the same thing with the grandsire. And see what horse. There's AP Indy there. So AP Indy was quite busy. And let's go down through here. Dixieland Band. And you probably might remember some of these horses from season past. Look, Mr. Prospector, 4-5. Grandsire to 5. But anyway, sometimes it's pretty cool looking through the sires and the grandsires for these particular horses. Okay, and of course you can always do the trainer and the owner and the breeders too. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the reports for the races. You see there's 98 races in the set that are defined. Doesn't necessarily mean that they all have full fields. And full fields would I consider 5 or more horses in the field. And you can look over here in the field section and you can see there's quite a few that don't have quite the number of horses needed to really run a competitive race. Now, the reason we did that is because some of the, like the Santa Monica, is going to be in a particular set or a particular schedule. And this one I would think looks like that would be in the season schedule for 2007, which means Santa Monica Handicap was run. Actually, in our case, it's the first race of the season for us, but we only have 1 horse rated. So in order to run a proper race here, you'd have to enter at least 3 more horses, possibly 4. But on the schedule, you can always skip the race if you don't want to fill it out and just run the races that have 4 or more horses. Other like the Rumble Stakes have 6, and you get into, of course, the Kentucky Derby and stuff, which have the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness and the Belmont Stakes are the only races in this. Well, are the main races in the set that have complete field. I think the Pennsylvania just happened to have a very large field. I'm not sure if it's actually complete. See if I can find what Pennsylvania Derby's at. Breeders' Cup one. Now the Breeders' Cup ones are not complete either, but we did not rate every Breeders' Cup contestant. Yeah, here's the Pennsylvania Derby. It has 9 horses. That may be a complete field. I don't remember without getting the race results chart and comparing. But most of the others just have the horses that were rated in the race. And you'll see when we look at the schedule again why that was done that way. So let's head over to the schedules. And you'll see there's 5 scheduled. There's a juvenile. Let's do the World Cups. There's the World Cup Juvenile, which just has 3 juvenile races in it. And then you have the World Cup. And both of these are considered the Breeders' Cup style races. Yeah, they're in the World Cup Juvenile and the World Cup for 3 and up. And again, these have all the horses that were rated and actually ran in the races in the field. You can see that we did not have any Breeders' Cup filly or Grand horses. There was just one other. If you wanted to run this, you would probably need to go back and add a few more. It will give you a list of the fillies and mares that meet the conditions of the race. And this one is fillies and mares 3 and up. So you can select some fillies and mares from this here to fill out the race if you want. Otherwise, you can just do the skip and it'll skip that race. So that's these two. Then we have the Triple Crown schedule, which we'll be running. You'll see there's the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, and then following up with the Belmont Stakes. These are complete fields as they were run in 2007. Now the other two schedules are stakes races, major stakes races that were run throughout the season. These are the races that may not have enough horses entered in the field to run the race and get a good race. Like here's the first one, the Sanford for the juvenile. There's 2 horses that are already that are carded in the set that did run the races, and you'd have to add a few more to get a nice field to run these races. And the same thing happens on the TRG schedule. See, there's quite a few weeks to run. And normally they're all stakes type races. This is what we were just talking about. The only has one entry. And if you go down and let's pick this week 11, there's your almost stakes and it has 6. So you may think that's enough horses to go ahead and to run this race. Again, there's a list of horses that are eligible to run based on the condition, and you can always slide them over and fill out the run. I would leave the post positions alone because even though X-Charger may not have been in post position 1 in real life, he was in the closest post position to the rail than any of the other horses. Maybe he's actually in post position 2 or 3, but he's in the lowest one, so he gets 1, and so forth. And you just happen to see there's Curlin in the Rummel Stakes. So, I think that's it with the schedules. We'll go ahead and actually run some races. We'll head over to the Triple Crown schedule, and we'll go ahead and run that. Unfortunately, because the race only our game can only run 10 horses at a time, the Kentucky Derby did have 20 entrants. We'll walk those and we'll take a look at them. So we run 2 heat races, the top 10 will get entered into the finals. So here's your post positions and horses. You see Street Scent, he was the winner in real life. He's in the first heat race. And let's see who's in the second. And second is Curlin. Hearts Fun is there too. Remember, both of those horses ran on all 3 of the Triple Crown races. So they would be the only 2 that would have a chance at getting a Triple Crown win, but you can always add other horses, like if Storm and May wins here, and take a quick look, go back to see the next one to be the Preakness, take a quick look at the Preakness, and Storm and May is not there. There is another slot. You can put Storm and May in this race only because he happened to win the Kentucky Derby, and you're doing a what if in this case to see if you can get a horse to win the Triple Crown. So go ahead and back to here, and I think we're all set to go. So let's run the next race. Head over to Churchill Downs. There's your 10 horses we just looked at and the odds. You can see 3 cents is overwhelming favorite, and Durgo is like second, and there doesn't seem to be anybody else that would be able to put up much of a race, but we'll see. Somebody has to come in third, and if they did have past performances, you would have seen it here. You would see the past performances when we run the Kentucky Derby finals, because the finals will have horses that ran in heat race 1 and 2. So let's head over to Churchill Downs. The track is fast, 10 furlong, $200,000. Okay, here you have the Churchill Downs. You run through 10 horses. And again, all in the Triple Crown fields are carded in the set. So you can run the real life Kentucky Derby, Preakness, and Belmont stakes with the fields from real life. So let's go ahead and get this race started. Everything's good at Stewart Tower, and they're off, and 3 9s out of the gate first. That's Tormio, but it did not hold the lead very long. It's 6 Boa Bull in front as we go through the first straightaway, heading into the first turn, and Tormio. And here's your, oh, we have a Stewart inquiry already. We'll see how that ends up at the end of the race. And this is your top 4. You have Lemuel in first place. That was the second highest wager. And now we have Moana and I'm a wild and crazy guy. And where in the world is 3 cents? 4. Oh, there's 3 cents. He just came out of the pack and is now leading going into the home stretch. And it looks like just the way we thought it was going to run. It's going to be 3 cents and Zamazaro. And no, Zamazaro could not hold second. Bonabu came in second. So here's their final standings here. 3 cents, and there's the disqualified. Sam P was disqualified. He wasn't running very well anyway. He dropped 1 position. So we have 3 cents, Bonabu, Zanareo, Liquidity, and Tango. And remember, we'll take the top 10. It's all based on time. The race time looks pretty good, usually 2:02 to 2:04 is a good race time. So 3 cents win, picks up $4.40 for win. There's the place and show. But for Audible, you had it in place second, picked up $21.70. The Cowaboro, Burrell, yeah. was on 3 cents. Okay, so that's the first heat is done. Let's head over and again we'll take a quick look at the field. With Magic Curlin and Hearts Better than me in the top two horses here. Let's take a look at the betting window, and it is Hurley Fun to $1 to 1. And then Hearts Better second, and nobody else and seems to have much of a chance at all to win this race. So again, it's the same division, 10 furlongs, for $200,000. Remember, it's all based on timing in the first two heat races. The top 10 times will be entered in the finals. So let's head back over to Churchill Downs and get the second heat race underway. Let's first take a look here. See the horse and their jockey. The field's also listed over here too. So you can kind of get a sense on the numbers and what horse is what number. I like that name, Any Given Saturday. Because Any Given Saturday is a pretty good horse, but it's not rated well in the odds for the race. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing. And see, since I tried to start, we gotta use the resume mode. And Suatawa says everything's all set, and they're off in 2082 first storm in May. Did not hold the lead either out of the gate, and it looks like it's pretty packed there. So we'll see if it spreads out as we get into the first turn. You see right now, Horse Fun is first, Curlin is fourth. That's horse 1. And now we're heading into the back straight, and Horse Fun has the lead. Stormin made second. Cat now moves into second place. But Curlin is third, and he has just passed Cat, so now it's Horse Fun and Curlin as we head into the home stretch. But Curlin is just slowed down a bit, and a little bit of shuffle in there in that field. Here, Curlin to make a comeback, but it does look like it's going to be Horse Fun with the win. Curlin is now driving to see if he can come anywhere near Horse Fun. He doesn't, and he does come in second. Looks like Horse Fun with the win. Horse Fun at 203 with 202 at the other. So these horses here in the 204 may not make the cut. Anyway, with Horse Fun, Curlin, Scat Daddy, no bids like showbiz at any given Saturday. So we need to add the field for the finals. Let's go over and take a look. So we pull in the top 10 and we'll allow them to be in the post position based on their times. So 3 cents. Hearts Fun. Wanna Bull. Dangerous. Liquidity. Curlin. In the middle. Scott Daddy. Showbiz like Showbiz. Tanga. And any given Saturday makes the cut. Over I'm a wild and crazy guy. We use this here for the tiebreaker. The better one, tiebreaker number, get the win over the times. As you see, the times are identical. So let's save the field. Whoops. So we don't want to save the fields yet. We want to take a look at these jockeys. We want to do the real life ones. And okay, so we'll go ahead and double check these jockeys. So Street Sense in real life had Callum Burrell, that's good. Heart Fun had um, uh, Mario Pino. Lana Bull had Javier. Okay, so Javier has to go here. That was Javier Cadiano. There he is. Uh, Jockey for Lana Bull. Andrew go have Sean Brinkman instead of Robbie. Now the reason why these horses have a different jockey is because just because a jockey ran the horse and was the jockey on the horse in the Kentucky Derby doesn't necessarily mean that he was the jockey that rode the horse the most time in the season. Next one is the Colony of St. Forest, Carolyn, who was Robbie Armanano. Scott Daddy has Edgar Pareto. Now, of course, Javier Cancelio did not run no biz like showbiz. That was Cornello Vasquez. Yeah, here we go. Cornelio. And then Tanya with Mike Smith, and then any given Saturday with Garrett Gomez. So everything's good now. It should save just fine. It does. Let's go ahead, head back over to the schedule. We'll lock the field. We'll view it just to make sure we have 10. Everything looks fine, so we're all set for the final in the Kentucky Derby. Oh, okay, we have 3 cents and Curlin 1, 2, and then Hearts 1, 3. Those are the main horses. Well, I should say the main 3-year-olds in 2007. So we'll see how well they stack up when they race each other here at the Kentucky Derby. Remember, 3 cents did win the Kentucky Derby in real life with a time of 2:02:17. So you're interested to see how close the winner comes to 2:02:17. Okay, it is a fast track too. Same thing, 10 furlongs. It's a $2 million purse. So let's head back over to Churchill Downs and get this race underway. Everything's fine from the Stewart Tower. They're off 2 out of the gate first. That's hard spun. Looks like the horse that takes the lead out of the gate is No Biz Like Showbiz. And we're heading into the first turn. And remember, we have 3 fences, 1, horse spun is 2, and curling is 6. So we're into the first turn, finishing that up into the back straight. And we have hard spun and no biz like showbiz with Scott Daddy, but that didn't last long to take it past them. And it looks like hard spun going into the home stretch. We have a tie with him and no biz like showbiz. Okay, we're heading into the home stretch, and we have home biz like showbiz trying for the upstep, but that didn't last very long. Doesn't look like. No, I was going to say it didn't look like 3 cents is going to win it like he did in real life, but didn't even. Wow, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 3 cents did not do well. Our time was a little slow. Ours found around in 2:03. 202.4 and 202.1 was the time. I think 3 cents got caught up in traffic and could not escape the traffic. Curlin didn't do very well either. He ended up fourth. So, looks like that's it from Churchill down. We have Hartspan with the win, picking up $1,200,000. So we advance the schedule to the Preakness. We'll view the field here. Okay, so here's the field for the Preakness. And you see Hartspan and Curlin and Street Sense, the major horses that were in the Kentucky Derby. And let's go ahead and take a look at the odds. Race speed runner Pimlico with a 9.5 furlong, $1 million first. And we have Curlin, Hartspan, and Street Sense, the main antagonists, with most everybody else trying to at least get in the money, which looks like maybe quite hard. But it happened in the last race, so let's go ahead and see what happened here in the Kentucky Derby. I mean, the Preakness Stakes. And just to remind you, Curling did come in first in real life, and it was Street Sense and Hartspan. Kind of funny that the morning lines reciprocate that. Curling best morning lines and Street Sense and Hartspan. So let's go ahead and head over to Pimlico and see what happens. Right here, field of 9. I like Mint Julep as an interesting name. Curlin is 4. King of Rocksteady, flying first class. 7 is Hartspan. 8 is Street Sense. And 9 is CP West. So, looks like we're all in the starting gate. See, Silver Tower thinks everything is okay, and they're off. 7 was out of the gate first. Hartspan. He did not take the lead for very long. And remember, that was a furlong, so that means that's a half a turn. So we're going into the first turn here. We have X Charger with the lead, followed by Curlin, and then 5 is King of Rocksley. We're heading now into the back straight, and Curlin just passed Exchanger. But we still don't see Hartspan or Street Sense. Up there's Street Sense, he's third, and Hartspan's right with them. 2 is just taking the lead again over Curlin. I was Exchanger, but that didn't last very long if we head into the far turn. And now the clubhouse turn, we still have Curlin now with the lead. We've got Hartspan in second, Exchanger in third. Whoa, KP West made a major move here, but did not pass Curlin, but somebody came up on that. That was 2 Exchanger. Well, Exchanger could have knows how Curlin. Let's see what the results were. Exchanger and Curlin were tied in time, and Exchanger wins by a neck. Wow. That was interesting as Exchanger came up at the end. It's a little slow here on the race. I think they all got bogged down around the clubhouse turn area. 2 minutes is relatively slow. Let's go ahead and finish this and head over to the Belmont Stakes. In the final race, we have Humble Crazy Guy, Tenga, Curlin, CP West, Blues, Tizzy, Heartburn, and Rags to Riches. Remember, Rags to Riches was the winner in real life. That the filly entered, and from our records say that Rags to Riches as a filly has not won in uh, in real life in over 100 years. So that's pretty interesting. If Rags to Riches happens to turn in a good race here. So let's go ahead and see a flock, view the field. Let's head over to the betting window, see what the odds star morning line. We have Curlin first. Rags to Riches is not considered anywhere near a contender. We have Tanga and Correspondent in second and third. In real life, Tanga did come in third. Curlin second, and of course, Rags to Riches first. In real life, Rags to Riches did not get the lead until halfway through the race. So it'll be interesting to see if anything like that happens. And Carlin was in the middle of the pack, and then along with Rags to Riches, uh, sped up in the second half of the race. So let's see how that does develop. Okay, we have 7 in this race. Wild and Crazy Guy, Tanga, Curlin, CP West, Blues Tizzy, Hearts Fun, and Rags to Riches. So head over to the sewage tower. Everything seems to be a go. This is Belmont Stakes. It's the 12 furlong race. And they're off. 6 out of the gate first. That's Hearts Fun. And look at that. There's 4 in the lead. And 3 right behind. Very, very close out of the gate. There's a little bit of separation, but not much. Hartsman has the lead with Curlin second. Hartsman is number 6. Curlin is 3. Rags to Riches 7. So we have a pretty good 4-horse race. 2 looks like it's out. Tanga down for the count. So we're here finishing up the back straight. We have Curlin, Blue, Tizzy, and Rags to Riches and Hartsman. So Tizzy is just past Curlin, and they're neck and neck. So that's the main race right there. But 6 is catching up. That's Hartsman, and Rags to Riches isn't too much further behind. And in fact, it looks like it's a 4-horse race as they cross the finish line. And we do have an upset. Does look like the Blue Tizzy wins the race with Curlin second. With Hartsman, oh, that's 6, not 5. My bad. That's Hartsman with the win. Curlin second. Rags to Riches third. And again, a little slow than the real life race. A couple seconds off. Not too bad. So we have Hartsman, Curlin a length behind, and Rags to Riches 2 lengths behind. So that's it for our Triple Crown. Looks like the same thing happened in real life. No horse won more than one race. Go back over here and let's take a look at the top 10. And you see Horse Fun with the most Curlin second, 3 cents third in points. Those are our 3 winners, right? Hearts Fun, No, let's see. Hearts Fun did win 2 of 3 with Exchange winning. I mean, it's first in the Preakness, but look at Curlin. Curlin won second in both the Belmont and Preakness. Didn't do well in the Kentucky Derby, but did come in second and won in the heat races. So anyway, that looks like that's it here from TRG Central. This is Gary signing off. Hope you had a, a wonderful preview of the 2007 set we offered by ASDGames.com later in the week. So this is Gary signing off, and enjoy the rest of your evening. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We have a bulletin. Yes. Just to mention another product that will be coming down the pike very soon, as a lot of you racing fans know that the TRG Thoroughbred Horse Racing has done the road to the Triple Crown the last few years, and yes, again this year we'll be doing another road to the Triple Crown. Right now we have over 200 horses rated for the prep races. And the first issue, which will be issue 0, that's the prep races, will be out a few weeks before the Kentucky Derby. And anyone would like to run some of the horses in the prep races. So just an FYI to keep your eye out and look out for the 2026 Road to the Triple Crown series. And again, it'll be a subscription service with 4 issues. Issue 0, the prep races. Issue 1, the preview of the Kentucky Derby. Issue 2, preview of the Preakness. And issue 3, the preview of the Belmont Stakes. So, okay, I'm really going to sign off this time. This is Gary at TRG Central, and enjoy the rest of your evening.